Now geopolitics is in the center stage. How to tell the difference between the thing, real matter, and the noise?
You need to look at those risks that have a price, a financial price, and that you can position on the market.
AI will not make material difference anytime soon.
I think that really it depends on the evolution of AI. If it stays with generative, it is going to be limited.
How would you evaluate Chinese opportunities now?
Probably we will need further to be done in order to absorb the imbalances that we have on the real estate sector.
How long will it take, do you think?
We think that it will take probably also next year, and then depend if the policy makers will surprise us.
You have not seen the light on the end of the tunnel.
It's a transition.
Okay.
I wouldn't name it as a tunnel, honestly.
欢迎收看顶级投资人区现场。本期节目去到的现场是法国资管巨头东方汇理 Amundi 举办的2024世界投资论坛。东方汇理是欧洲第一、全球第八的资管公司。截止今年3月底，旗下管理的资产规模超过了21000亿欧元。东方汇理举办的世界投资论坛也是全球投资界的年度盛会之一。在今年的论坛上，中国的经济增长和市场机遇仍然是被讨论最多的话题之一。顶级投资人节目在现场专访了东方汇理资管研究院的主管Monica。他表示，尽管目前中国处于经济结构的调整过程中，但毫无疑问，中国是一个长期的投资机遇。而从短期来看，下一步政府的政策取向是房地产和市场信心企稳的关键。
So, thank you, Monica. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
The theme of this year's Amundi World Investment Forum is adaptation in motion. So why this theme?
Because things continue to change, and we need to adapt to all the changes that are undergoing on the macro front, on the financial markets, on the policy adjustments. So there is this idea of a new global disorder that has been materializing after the many shocks we enter. Inflation all of a sudden was back, policies had to be adjusted, and we are still, not in the middle. We are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but still the battle is not won so far.
So you said a lot of shocks. Now geopolitics is in the center stage. How to tell the difference between the things, real matter, and the noises?
It's not only that. You need to look at those risks that have a price, a financial price, and that you can position on the market. Otherwise, geopolitical is everything. So really, the idea is to detect trends, and clearly the reallocation of supply chain is one of these trends. Is not noise, it's there. When it goes to events, very sad events like the wars, for example, what we are looking at is oil prices. Yes. So anytime we're approaching a geopolitical event, the lenses we use is the one to detect the financial instrument, the asset class that might be impacted, that needs to be hedged, or that you want to play actively.
So, for example, the biggest geopolitical challenge in the world now is the US-China tensions. How to model that?
It's impossible to model because it's really difficult and changing, but we think that on the surface this will remain as it is. Obviously, there is this risk on tariffs, but it's part. It's not only a risk; it's material actually. But therefore, the direction for more protectionism is in place, but it's going to benefit other countries in the region. For example, in the neighborhood of China, think about South Korea, Vietnam, Japan,
Mexico.
that are really it's on the other continent, but they are taking advantage of this evolution in the geopolitical framework.
Let's talk something about AI. There were a lot of AI supporters and also a lot of skeptics. For example, from the skeptics, they say that the AI progress is slow, the adoption is not as widely as people imagined, and most importantly, the cost of running AI is still very, very, very high. What's your take on that?
It's a matter of time horizon. If you ask me, is going to be a material plus over the next 3 to 5 years? No, because as I said, the impact on total factor productivity is going to be limited and diverging between advanced economy and emerging market. Probably in the advanced economy, we are on a forefront on that side. But then you will need the infrastructure, understand how to manage costs of AI, because it is not coming for free. It takes you a lot of energy. And then I think the third step you need is to go beyond the generative artificial intelligence and to have a broader use of AI into different sectors such as healthcare, that in face of an aging population is probably something we need.
You said that in terms of the increasing the productivity, AI will not make material difference anytime soon.
I think that really it depends on the evolution of AI. If it stays with generative, it is going to be limited because the sectors that is going to impact on the average economy is not minimal, but is very low. While if you really go to the next step, where generative AI has an impact on healthcare, with an aging population, with expected returns that are going to be limited, not double digit, then you can sustain this kind of trend.
In the US equity market, do you see any sign of the bubble?
When it goes to valuation and you look at valuation on a price earning, which is the traditional way, you look at it, obviously they are expensive, even if you adjust by the monetary policy exercise. But then if you look at yield to cash flow, this is really much less expensive, and you can detect some healthy pockets of investments.
Let's talk something about China. So first of all, how would you evaluate Chinese opportunities now?
Well, China is, for us, a long-term structural investment case. The exercise that China has been undertaking over the last years is the one of rebalancing its economy towards a more sustainable GDP growth. And this has to come with some adjustments that might be painful. Then, when it goes to the real estate sector, still we think the correction has to continue. But if we look to what the policy have been doing recently, they are really going into the right direction. Probably we will need further to be done in order to absorb the imbalances that we have on the real estate sector, and the central bank to maintain its accommodative stance.
The property sector, you said that we are experiencing a very serious correction in China. So how long will it take, do you think?
We think that it will take probably also next year, and then depend if the policy makers will surprise us. But still, there is a correction in prices that has 15-20% on average that has to take place before we absorb the oversupply.
You have not seen the light on the end of the tunnel?
Well, it's not a tunnel. It's an adjustment of an economy. So it's a transition. Okay. I wouldn't name it as a tunnel, honestly.
Another concern in China is the sentiment. Anything to change it?
Well, again, it will be up to the policymaker, I think. And this is something new that as investors, and probably as Chinese, you were not used to, this lack of confidence. It will require time to build it back. And again, this is going to be play out probably with policy measures to support consumers, to support confidence. One of the idea that we have is that though inflation will remain low, so we have this low inflation idea for China that open up to fixed income opportunities, for example.